Hello, everyone, and welcome to the course of U.S. history. I am your host, Mr. Samuelson. Last time we were together, we looked at how Spain used their social structure to try to help rule their American colonies. Today, we're going to really focus on Spanish missions in their mission to help the Spanish rule their colonies. Let's begin, though, with a quick discussion of Spanish borderlands. Borderlands are the lands that were claimed by Spain, but were not settled by the Spanish. So Spain had said, this land belongs to us, but then really hadn't done much else with it. These included large chunks of North America, where Spain had said, hey, this is a part of New Spain. We have the rights to it. French, English, stay out. But had not done much more than that. Those claims were based upon something. You can't just say, I own everything, or you can, but nobody pays attention. These claims were instead based upon the exploration of the land, or the basic principle of, I've seen it, I've been there, so it belongs to us. Spain had done that throughout the American Southeast and Southwest. One of those individuals was Hernando de Soto. In 1539, he landed in Florida with a very specific mission. He had heard rumors through the Native Americans of the 7 cities of gold. Cities that were supposed to be made entirely of gold, bricks of gold putting together houses. How wonderful would that be? They had no idea what inflation was, and that an entire city's worth of gold would destroy their economy if they found it. However, they were excited about it, and so they went seeking the 7 cities of gold. There's a problem with De Soto's mission, though. He didn't find any. Oh well. He did explore the American Southeast for over 3 years, and in the process claimed it all for Spain. Well, a year later, Vasquez de Coronado figured he would do the same in the Southwest. He wanted to find those 7 cities of gold, and if De Soto hadn't found it in the Southeast, they must be in the Southwest. Just like De Soto, however, Coronado had no success in finding gold, but he did claim the American Southwest for Spain. And so we have in this map here this line, which indicates Spanish claims for New Spain, what they have claimed to be theirs. But you can see through this map different regions of settlement. Central Mexico has been pretty well settled, but up into what is actually the United States, very little Spanish settlement at this time. And the Spanish didn't have a lot of interest in it. There wasn't a lot of wealth up there. There were no 7 cities of gold, but in the meantime, they had Tenochtitlan, which was still a large city, was now named Mexico City, and producing a fair amount of wealth for the empire. So instead, they focused on Mexico, they focused on Peru, they focused on other areas, and not on these borderlands. However, they did want to maintain those claims. They did want to make sure that nobody else got that land. So the way they did that was by setting up missions. We're not going to control it, but we can get the natives on our side. And how are we going to do that? Well, we'll convert them to the Roman Catholic faith. We'll make them Christians. And once they're Christians, they'll want to help us, right? And this is the idea. We'll go and convert the natives. We'll bring them civilization. And in return, they will love us and they will support us and they will protect our claims. It doesn't really work that way. I'm not quite sure what the Spanish were thinking there, because most of the Native Americans are not going to like this idea. Rebellions against Catholicism and Spanish rule were fairly common, and missions were quite frequently the targets of Native American anger. Native Americans didn't like this, of course, because they had their own religious beliefs. And Catholicism did not allow for them to continue these traditional practices that were a part of their culture, a part of their history, a part of real pride for them. And when they were required to give these up, well, they resisted, and that was natural. But missions did continue to spread. It did solidify those claims, if not actually help control. And so we saw continued spread of Spanish missions into what is now the United States. Now, California is going to be the last borderland area that Spain is going to go in and really solidify their claim. They'll go into there around 1760 is when Spain is going to rush up into that. And what caused them to rush into California was the creeping spread of Russian colonies. See, the Russians had crossed the Bering Sea, and they've just completed their conquest of most of Asia. The Russian Empire was really expanding rapidly. And then they crossed over here for access to the fur trade. And now they're starting to creep down the coast as well, and the Spanish see this as a threat for land that might be theirs instead. And so they wanted to rush up to claim that land. They do so by building dozens of missions throughout California, and you'll recognize a lot of these names, I'm sure. We have San Francisco, San Jose, Santa Cruz. Down here in the south, we have San Diego. A lot of important modern California cities began as Spanish missions. So that was the settling of the borderlands. Next time, we're going to look at New France, and mostly New France. We'll take a quick look at some others as well. But see how the French involved themselves in the colonization of North America, particularly their involvement in the fur trade. Thank you for joining me today. This has been the course of U.S. history, and farewell.